A world #1 golfer, Scottie Scheffler, was arrested earlier this morning prior to the start of round 2 at the PGA Championship. For more on this, we are joined live by CTV's Jeremy Sharon, and a lot of this was caught on camera. Jeremy, what a bizarre series of events that took place. So take us through the timeline. What happened here?
Yeah, Jamie, an absolutely bizarre scene in Louisville, Kentucky at the Valhalla Golf Course for the PGA Championship. So, you know, all of this started early this morning. There was a tragic accident outside the golf course in the early hours of the morning, around 5 a.m., a little before that even. A pedestrian was struck and killed tragically. Later in the morning, world #1 golfer Scottie Scheffler was making his way to the golf course in an SUV, a PGA Tour marked SUV. It is common practice often outside a golf course when there's a lot of congestion in traffic that these PGA Tour marked vehicles are allowed through past traffic to get to the golf course. It's typically golfers that are getting in to start their routine and get ready for a round. And so, you know, ESPN has been at the forefront of the reporting here. Jeff Darlington was on the scene when it happened, an ESPN reporter. And so ESPN is reporting that Scottie Scheffler's SUV, he drove past a police vehicle, at which point the officer started yelling at him to stop his vehicle. The officer then proceeded, according to ESPN, to grab the vehicle until the vehicle stopped about 10 yards later. And so, you know, Scottie Scheffler didn't immediately stop, but started to stop, I guess, afterwards. And that's when, you know, an altercation ensued, or at least, you know, some kind of misunderstanding with police that led to Scottie Scheffler being put in handcuffs. He was arrested. He was booked and taken to jail. And then charged. He's been charged with 4 serious charges. The first is a felony charge, second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding traffic signals. Now, you talk about a timeline. That all happened, you know, the incident with Scottie Scheffler at the golf course happened around 6 a.m. this morning. He was then taken to jail, booked, and released, and he's now since arrived at the golf course and was scheduled to tee off at about 10:10 to start his second round at the PGA Championship. We have not heard much from Scottie Scheffler. He was asked questions on his way in. He did not answer those questions. What we have now heard is through a statement on his own social media. He says, "This morning I was proceeding as directed by police officers. It was a very chaotic situation, understandably so, considering the tragic incident that had occurred earlier, and there was a big misunderstanding of what I thought I was being asked to do. I never intended to disregard any of the instructions. I'm hopeful to put this to the side and focus on golf today." He also says, of course, all of us involved in the tournament express our deepest sympathies to the family of the man who passed away in the earlier incident this morning. It truly puts everything into perspective. So we've heard from Scottie Scheffler's attorney as well, who says he believes this was all a big misunderstanding, and they'll be dealing with this situation through the courts. But of course, he's now been you know, charged and booked in jail in Louisville. And so, you know, any sorting out of this situation will have to happen through the courts.
CTV's Jeremy Sharon, thanks for the update.